This is 11.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I think it's 13. I just looked at the thing.
Just say episode we lost count.
It's 11. No, I did that one of the other ones.
You lied about FATstats?
Yeah.
I didn't lie. You lied.
One of y'all lied.
Oh, no, sorry. It was 12 views. This is 12. This is 12.
This is 11.
12 views. Damn.
I'll get you up.
No.
Oh, that's good.
No, yeah, you kind of just made fun of us.
No, I wasn't meaning
It's
to.
like, oh, no, it's not episode 12. That's how many views.
Ha losers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are we doing tonight? Episode 11. That's what the consensus, I think, was.
12.
No, dude. Episode 11. Go Fick Yaself.
Episode 11 was 1 week ago.
That's FATstats.
Oh, this is different?
Yeah, it's two different ones.
What?
See, this is what happens when our guests try to show me up, and when the guest happens to be my older sister.
Yeah, who's going to
Nicole,
school you in a
say hi
minute.
to
So.
everybody.
Hello, everyone.
And sitting next to Nicole is my other sister, Brooke. Brooke, say hello.
Hi.
We are presented by FATstats, and that's what Mike's job is.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun. Yeah, I like that intro. We should do that more. Like a
game
sound
show
bite.
thing.
A sound bite thing for that.
You have to
huh?
pay for
I
the
can do
rights. It's like the
sounds.
Price is
All
Right.
right, I'll make up my own. Do, 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 do.
See? Make sure you record that. So this is Go Fick Yaself, presented by
11.
episode 11, presented by FATstats. You can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, _team_stats.
Medium.
Medium
You can
for
send us an email.
you readers out there.
Anybody wants to send
Readers.
us an email? If MySpace was still around, we'd probably have one of those too.
For sure.
Dead journal?
What?
Live
I
journal?
don't know what that is.
Live journal? You guys are too young.
Yeah.
Live journal. All right.
You said dead journal.
Yeah.
that was like the goth spinoff.
I thought because it's dead now.
No, I mean it should be. But that was like how MySpace there was Vampire Freaks. That was like the goth spinoff.
I don't
Dead journal was the live
know
journal.
that. Mike, don't act like
Listening?
you know what
All
vampire
right.
freaks are, dude.
I don't.
Yeah,
know
Mike's
what
like,
that is.
oh,
There's
yeah.
actually still, there's still
I know
Vampire Freaks
that.
that's still functioning.
You're like Jon Snow.
Well, I
over here,
was just
dude.
gonna say I feel like they probably were on there. I was just agreeing.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, so we were about to tell a story.
Yes.
Refresh my memory of the story because I kind of lost track for a second, and I'll get back.
It's when we
into-
went to play golf.
Yes,
You, me, and
okay.
Kyle.
So we were talking about drinking, and so Kyle didn't want to drive to the liquor store
That's Bobby. Kyle's outside.
but I was pointing like Kyle's in the kitchen
Gotcha.
with Gina because he just didn't want to drive. So Gina's like, "Can you just wait to take that shot? If not, like I can't drive with you." And then Kyle just stared at her and just whoop, one fell swoop. And
I
Fell
think
asleep.
Gina drove.
no, Gina did drive. No, she did.
Yeah,
You don't have to wink.
I didn't wink.
Anyways, officer, if so,
Oh.
it reminded me of a story. It reminded me of a story about because it just started talking about drinking of a thing with Kyle. So me, Mike, and Kyle were going golfing like 2 or 3 years ago. We had, I want to say like an 8:45 tee time. Mike was living in Coranda
Now,
5.
just to be clear, is this like high tea with the queen or
No, this
Okay.
is golf on the
golf tea?
golf tees.
Got
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, no, I can see how you can get confused by that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you love tea.
So, I smoke, not cigarettes,
What?
on the way there, and we go pick up Kyle, and Kyle has a
Black and
six-pack.
Miles, right?
Yeah, I smoked. That's all I said. I had a smoke,
Clarifying.
and Kyle has a 6-pack of beers, but 2 of them are
That he
missing.
purchased legally with his identification.
2 of them are missing. 2 of them are missing, and he's drinking out of the 3rd one already. He's already had a shot, and it's not even 8:15 in the morning.
There
yet.
is not a thing wrong with early morning drinking.
Correct.
So long as you are on vacation.
I'm gonna say something about your story. We went to Publix and bought the beer, so it was after 9 in the morning.
That's a good point.
Okay, I thought no, because we went to
Legalities.
go pick up
What
Kyle.
happened to 8:45
No,
tea?
'Cause
he met us at Publix
Yeah.
and he bought beer and it was skunked.
No, that was a different story. I'm telling you, we picked him
Skunked
up from
means
in front
it was
of his
old?
house.
Is that
For,
what I mean?
for your viewers out
I
there.
I thought skunked means it was cold and got warm and then got cold.
Oh, is that literally what it
Yeah,
means?
that's
I just,
what-
it's
That's what I
just-
heard.
Usually when it's just like a bad beer. Oh, I didn't
No,
realize.
yeah, it's when it's
Oh.
cold, hot, When it goes from
Alright.
cold to hot, back to cold.
I mean,
it gets-
technically, it's old.
Well, I was under the impression that it was just it had gone bad.
But anyways,
interesting.
I'm
more
pretty.
you know.
I'm like 90%
Okay, maybe
sure
it's a
we
different
picked him up
story.
in front of
Okay.
Kyle's house. And he gets in the car, and I'm like, dude. And he's like, guys want a beer? And I'm like,
Well,
bro,
there weren't many left, so
8:30.
you gotta pull for one.
It was a 8:15 in the morning. He's like, don't act like you didn't smoke a
Keith, it's
Black and
7:30 in the morning right
mild.
now. What are you talking
He's
about?
like, don't act like you didn't smoke a black and mild before you came here. And I was just like trying to explain that it's in a different league and it's not the same thing. And he's trying to.
But this is one of those
compare
classic
the
debates
two.
that you and I have had for 10 years too.
No, but this is different. What he was trying to tell me is that he's fully functional after drinking 3 beers and 2
Keith,
shots at
most
a quarter.
alcoholics need that to be functional. So
I didn't say he was an
maybe
alcoholic.
that's your.
But no, it was just funny because the whole day he just kept trying to compare the two. And I was just like, no, dude, like it's not. Like you just can't do it in that sense, compare the two. We're saying it's a problem for somebody to wake up and have a smoke in the morning opposed to somebody waking up and needing to have a
But
drink.
that's debatable. I mean,
Okay,
but who's
yes.
to say that that you're waking up and smoking isn't a problem.
I mean, it's
I mean,
not.
most people don't need, some sort of drug or alcohol
Denial,
to
right?
function.
You drink coffee in the
Right.
morning?
I don't. I haven't
Anymore.
drank
You drink tea?
coffee. No, not in the morning. I drink water. Gets your metabolism
good.
functioning, and your
Brooke, you
8
drink
ounce
coffee
glass
every
of
morning?
cold water in the morning is better than coffee.
Good.
Not every morning?
Wow.
You drink coffee every
Brooke
day,
has
though,
15
right?
coffees a day for
Brooke,
the
I've
record.
seen what you're like without coffee.
Yeah.
So don't lie.
I.
You drink coffee every day, right?
Almost every day.
Okay, so that's a chemical dependency.
Absolutely.
See,
but
that could be worse
the
than
FDA
cigarettes or-
disagrees.
Yeah,
with
but
you.
I don't. No, there's
Government
chemicals in coffee.
agencies.
It's an addictive nature.
Absolutely is, but they agree that it's to a different level.
Rest in peace, my father. You know how he was. He had to drink a triple shot of
And
Cuban.
look what happened, Keith.
He fell off a ladder. He had to drink a triple shot of Cuban coffee to go to sleep every
Yeah,
night.
and
Like to
that's-
go to sleep. Like
right.
something that would keep you up
No,
for
that's
12
true.
hours.
Because he would have withdrawals.
He
and
needed
would
it to go to sleep.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd seen him in the withdrawals. It's not fun.
and I've never seen
Yeah.
anybody get bad from like if you don't smoke a cigarette for like you're
Have
a
you ever
heavy
met you
smoker.
when you haven't smoked in a day?
Yeah,
Keith?
but I wasn't like I don't get severe headaches, and like it doesn't affect my body like
Everybody
that. I
acts
get maybe my
different.
temperament,
Yeah.
maybe
but I'd rather be around someone who is,
with the
having
shakes and the spins.
than,
Yeah, okay.
than the
Yeah.
attitude and
You
so.
don't let it go long enough to see how bad it gets.
Right.
But I
Because
did.
you're
I
dependent.
did have to do it for 6 months, and
Yeah,
the first 2 months
that was
was
like 10
horrible.
years ago. You were.
Yeah, dude, it almost was.
That's sort of my point here, bud.
I met Snoop Black and Miles.
yeah, that's what I meant.
So did I.
Yeah, I pulled out the cancer paper, and that's illegal, so they took me to jail.
Anyway.
So you guys, the two of you,
Yeah.
were just where? Disney?
Disney World.
No, I was just at dinner.
How was it?
It was delicious, actually. We went for hibachi.
Where at?
Somewhere in Coral Springs. It was a small place.
Shinju?
Izumo. No, I love Shinju. That's where I wanted to go. We happened to be 2 doors down from this hibachi place that strike me, but it rivals Kobe.
Really?
Yeah, I really
Nicole's
enjoyed
a
it.
huge Kobe fan.
Huge Kobe fan.
We used to go every year for her birthday in
Always
Orlando.
like the team he played. Is that
That was good.
Kobe?
The right
Yeah.
Kobe?
Yes,
Sports?
yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
sports?
Basketball?
I thought it was sports. I was
Destiny Child music videos. Yeah.
Kobe.
Kobe Bryant was in the
Yeah.
Bugaboo video.
A bugaboo. Really?
Yeah, he was in the
That's
locker room. Yeah.
Oh, so he was still Kobe then.
I mean,
Interesting.
he's always what?
He's just being Kobe.
Kobe.
That'd be
I
mine.
don't really get it. So how was Disney?
All right. It was good. It was
Rainy.
actually one of our most fun trips.
In the rain.
What is your favorite park? Just curious.
So whatever park I'm in at the moment, I will swear that's my favorite park.
Okay, fair
it's like
enough.
a big
I
thing.
can vouch. I've been there.
Enough.
I'm
We've-
like, I love you, Epcot. And then
We've
we're in
been-
Animal Kingdom, and I'm like, God, I love Rafiki's Planet Watch.
But I will tell you,
It's-
you
I
think
will
he
tell
was?
you this. Out of all the parks that I've like
Mm-hmm.
when I go with them and when we go to the parks, Nicole always ends up talking about Animal Kingdom.
I love Animal.
And I'm pretty sure that Animal Kingdom,
truly-
if she had to pick one,
It could
is her
be.
favorite park.
The thing is, like, Magic Kingdom is usually people's favorite. And most people, when they refer to Disney
popular.
World, yeah, they think of Magic Kingdom. And while I love Magic Kingdom, I think it's actually my least favorite, which is, it's a
But
really
Brooke's favorite's
controversial
Blizzard
opinion.
Beach, right?
I've never been.
She's never been. Blizzard Beach is actually really cool. It's supposed to be like a snow lodge. It was melted over, which is, going to happen
Are
any
Anna
day
and
now
Elsa
because
there?
of global warming. No, they weren't there back then.
It's a myth.
Okay. Right. I've read those tweets. So it's supposed to be like a ski lodge has like melted and it turned into Blizzard Beach. It's actually, it's a really cool
Oh, I get
themed
it.
water park. But yeah.
But so Brooke, tell the people how much of a percentage of the animal of the lot
the
of the
lodge.
Animal Kingdom
So-
Lodge.
Of,
All right, I'm
no,
gonna
of
start
the
this.
Kazani village.
Of one room. So, long story short, my sister and I recently became Disney Vacation Club members, which is a timeshare that you purchase through Disney. So, it's, when we ran the numbers, we realized it really made sense for us. We love Disney. We go 6 to 8 times a year. And this is, securing rooms at a really low rate that we'll be able to use for the next 40 or 50 years. And, none of the contracts are even so binding that you can't get out of it. So it really made sense for us. So during the meeting, a guy comes in who's not like the agent who you sold with, and he's like wearing a suit, and he's a nice guy, and he was
like the
young
guy who
and
we finalized the paperwork with.
yeah, so there was some paperwork that we had to go over with him, and he, we're reading it, and all of a sudden it says like, you are not a shareholder, and I'm like, what do you mean? And so basically you have to sign these papers because there are people that go through this, and now like they think they can attend board meetings, and they think that they're actually an executive level.
And we
They don't
pretend that we
realize
are.
that
outta here.
purchasing, buying into this timeshare, it doesn't make you affiliated with Disney. It's like you own a piece of land, a very small piece of land, which it's 0.0375
No, more zeros.
percentage. Yeah.
No, it's 0.000.
Yeah, 37 something percent
Of
of
lot.
one room in one part of one
Of
of the
Unit
hotels.
16D.
Yeah, which it doesn't
Of
exist by the way,
Kidani
because we looked
Village.
for
In the
it.
Animal Kingdom
Yeah.
Lodge.
Of the
However,
Disney Animal Kingdom
Yeah.
Lodge.
last time I was up at Disney when we was there,
We were.
when we
We
were there
stayed
We was there.
in
we was there.
December. We actually stayed in the Kidani Village
at the
at the Animal Kingdom
one of
Lodge.
the
So I believe
coolest
Phenomenal,
things.
dude. It
But
was-
we made it Unit 16D.
Is that when you had it? That,
Yes, but here's
Yeah,
the thing.
so
Here's
we-
the one thing though.
That's
it
why we
was
stayed there.
it was
Okay.
so cold while we were up there
Yeah.
we didn't get the full effect of all the elephants, all the animals. So some of the animals
Wait,
they
you're
had
missing
to
a
keep.
vital part. So the room that we had, it's called Savannah View. So you look out, you stand over the balcony, and cattle and zebras and
Nicole
giraffes,
cattle.
and Coley cattles, the cutest
Nicole
kind,
cattle.
obviously. They're right outside your room. And like we're on the 3rd floor, and you hear lions. Well,
No, there's no lions,
No,
no
we heard
predators.
them.
it's a
Roared
myth
the
that
other
you can
night.
hear the lions roar.
We heard them the other day.
But Keith and I had this idea that Brooke wouldn't let us do. We wanted to wake up, hold her open with the balcony. It's a circle to all the animals
Oh, we
to
heard
come running
lions
over.
roar the other night.
Yeah, we did. We went on the safari a couple nights ago, and we heard the lions roar. And lions, like you think they're these like wild creatures, but they're actually extremely docile, inactive, and lazy. They just kind of
What, the lions?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
but
like,
we heard them
they were
roar. It was
heavily
unbelievable.
they're
sedated.
like, stop.
Keith actually, okay, this is gonna be a good one. So the first time we took Keith on the safari, he goes, "These aren't real. These are animatronics." And do you believe that they're real now, or are you
Oh yeah,
still?
no, they're real.
Okay,
But-
he was not
Wait,
convinced for a long
you
time.
really thought
Because
they were,
okay, so at
they're
first,
fake?
because at first you go around and you see like 16 hippos just chilling there, and it's
Yeah,
like
shaking their little
they're in a
adorable
herd.
ears.
They're a herd
Yeah,
of
yeah,
exactly.
but it's like I'm not really buying it, and then they
Yeah.
do things, and
Real
then you're
animals.
like, okay, there's
He
no
was
way that that's a
convinced.
machine. Like, oh, I just watched that thing take a leak. Like,
It could be fake.
but if
It
you
could
guys,
be.
if you guys had to pick, what
Go
your
on.
favorite ride at each park
Okay.
is, I'll start with a park. I'll name a
Okay,
park.
Let's do that.
You guys tell me your ride.
Okay.
So let's start with. I'm gonna call it that. Nicole's gonna correct me.
Yeah, it's
let's
the
start with
Hollywood Studios.
MGM Studios.
There are actually no rides
There's
there currently.
3 rides.
They shut down everything.
rides.
Why?
So they're redoing it. It's actually going to be really amazing. So June 30th,
30th.
they're opening a Toy Story Land. Yeah, so it's
Yeah, you didn't
unbelievable.
know
It's
that?
going to be
I heard, but I didn't know it was coming up.
Well, I know your favorite ride. I'll take a guess. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Sure.
Midway Mania
favorite ride.
at that park.
So
at
funny
that
enough,
park.
no, my favorite ride
wow.
is actually the Tower of Terror. Even though I
That's
have
right.
ridden it once and most likely refuse to ride it again. I don't like the low drops, but it's a really incredible experience.
That's awesome that that's
Yeah.
your favorite ride. You've always done it once.
Yeah.
It's like one and done. And
My
like,
favorite
And you
ride's
just did it
Midway
recently.
Mania.
It was like you just did it recently.
Yeah, I did it about a year ago. I went with my my ex-boyfriend, who's a really good friend of mine, and we went to the parks. And he knew that if he got me that drunk before noon, that I would get on, and it worked. He got us fast
Well,
passes.
I did it.
I had 3 Manhattans before noon from the Hollywood Brown Derby, and we're like walking down the. I'm like, I can do this. Had a panic attack on the ride, and like a 7-year-old
remember-
behind me is like, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna like it.
She texted.
I swear.
She
yeah.
texted me and she's like, "I'm drunk, about to go on
Yeah.
Tower of Terror." And I'm like, "Oh no!" And she's like texting me after. She's like, "This was the worst thing ever." Oh
I was
my
terrified.
God.
I don't like the drops. I get like
Yeah,
anxiety, and it's like,
Okay.
ugh. But it's
It's a little freaky at first.
amazing. Yeah.
We're gonna get to you in a second. you'll see what I'm talking about.
See, honestly, Tower of Terror was one of my favorite rides there, and then the Aerosmith.
Rock and
Rock and Roller Coaster. So
I've never-
actually,
I
I
don't
got
like going
I got a
upside
phone
down.
call on.
You barely go upside down.
No,
though.
you do
It's
three
like-
The ride is
It's
it's
like
90
one-
seconds.
yeah, there's
three
you
loops.
before you
There's
know when it's
three
over.
loops.
Yeah, you can't tell it
One,
though.
two,
So
three.
funny
It's
story about the
loud
Rock and
music,
Roller
it's lights.
Coaster.
You really don't feel it.
Funny thing
It's
about the
cool.
Rock and Roller
Oh,
Coaster.
a funny thing about the Rock and
As
Roller
I'm
Coaster.
about to get on
What's
the
funny
Rock
about
and
it?
Roller Coaster, back not this previous trip, but the one before, I was about to step foot in. They're like, "All right, everybody, get in." I get a phone call from my now
Oh,
boss
that's right. Yeah.
telling me I got the job that I now have now.
That must have been a really amazing ride.
And then I got on the ride.
That ride's a big adrenaline.
Then the next time I got on the ride, I had a fast pass. The lady pointed me towards single riders. I waited an
And it was
hour
the
and
worst ride of
15
your life.
minutes.
Yeah.
And then my boy Rodney, I remember the guy's
Rodney.
name.
I do remember Rodney.
He hooked us up with like free fast passes for everything. Okay, so next park, let's go with Epcot.
Wait, you didn't ask me.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Okay.
said Midway Mania.
Yeah, you
Next.
I never got to say why.
All right.
Why?
Midway Mania because I always beat Nicole.
That is the one and
Fact.
only time she has ever beat me in anything. This
I beat
time
her
I
the
only
other
lost by
day.
2,000 points
But
for the record.
She got zero,
the
right?
Ride said,
It's on your Instagram. She got zero.
but wait, the ride said that the highest score in the
It
car
said
was
I
hers.
won, and even
but
though
I took a picture of my score
coincidentally we
because it
both
was
took
better
pictures.
than hers.
Yeah.
So 2,000 is not a lot, right? In
No,
terms of points.
I had
It's a lot.
148,000.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Like, say 2,000? No,
I'm just
that's
making
what I
sure.
got last time.
For the people who don't
150,000.
know,
Right.
You know, I
Like,
feel like
that's what I got last time. Okay, Epcot.
Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen's really good.
Frozen's cool. I really like it.
Oh.
I love the nostalgia. I really like the Tres Caballeros. It's called Gran Fiesta.
What? Figment, yeah.
Okay. Can we rewind that?
No, you
I
can go
forgot
back.
about my favorite ride in all of the parks, and it is Journey
It's
into
not in all of
Imagination
the
with
parks.
Figment. It sure is. I love it. Do you know who Figment is? He's
purple
little,
dragon?
The purple dragon.
Yeah,
He's,
yeah.
Has like an Eddie Murphy kind of voice. He's
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, everybody, we're going to,
Nothing
I
like
just-
anyone.
there's
More like a
something-
surfer dude in like the 80s. Yeah.
a black surfer."
Okay, yes. Well,
There
I'll
is-
meet you there.
Yeah.
I'll meet you there.
Something so lovable about Figment, and he's just a wild guy. He turns everything upside down. He breaks in on the sound test.
Wait,
and-
is he on? Is he the one on like the? He's on
Nicole's
multiple.
Instagram? Yeah, he's all
multiple
over
no, he's
Instagram.
on multiple rides. or,
So
like,
he's only
shows.
on the one ride, but he's like a cult favorite. So you will see him around.
Okay.
But
He's
he,
in like pictures and like.
yeah, like
Yeah,
the
okay.
merchandise, everything Epcot
Yeah, I know you're
themed is
talking
always
about,
going to
yeah.
fall back to Figment. I dress up in the parks a lot, like as characters, and Figment is one of my favorite ones because he's obscure enough that like you're not just gonna be like, oh, it's Figment, but like it's something. Journey into Imagination.
All right, so
Akio.
what about at Animal Kingdom? Is it Flight?
No, it's Dinosaur. I love Dinosaur.
Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage is really cool. It's
Really fucking cool,
revolutionary.
dude.
That's the new Pandora
I don't know what that
ride.
is.
So, Mike,
So
it's a
James
9-hour
Cameron,
wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a 3-4 hour wait or
Just 'cause
more.
it's the new thing, you know.
And we gooped
Yeah.
it. We got like a 45-minute
Oh,
wait because
that's-
when Brooke found fast
A
passes,
goop
luckily.
is
I know, I
not
got
applicable here
fast
because we
passes,
did it the
like,
legitimate
sounds
way
like
and got a
we
fast
should be
pass.
I
Yeah.
I don't know what goop
legitimately
is. I don't
got
know.
fast
Goop is-
passes at 16.
When I was
ruins everything.
younger, one of my friends
She
who
just
Keith
ruined it.
actually went to high school with, they used to say the word goop and it was like a trick or a trap. It's mine.
It's Nicole's.
Yeah. Production. Thank you.
It'd be Duke.
Craft services.
I know.
Okay, stop.
What did you have in there?
Tea.
That was
But you could throw some.
Sprite.
What else we got? I know I saw you put the
What are you
Red Bull.
shaking
Sorry.
your head for?
I
It's
thought that
fine.
was Mike's.
It's fine.
With the lipstick on it?
I'll do a splash of
just
Sprite in
noticed.
there.
He's got glasses on. Like,
Listen.
Okay,
you
fair
know,
enough.
Listen, I'm a bartender. I've drank weirder shit.
All right.
Don't worry about
Red
it.
Bull
So wait,
influence.
we got 3 of the parks done. So
Yeah.
wait, Brooke is
Flight of Passage.
all right.
Flight of
Pour
Passage
the
is
drinks
cool.
and let's
Honestly,
get
I've
it
never
moving.
seen
We're in
that
the middle of
movie.
talking.
Avatar.
You know what? I saw it
Avatar,
once or
yeah.
twice.
I've
It
never
was
seen
it
it.
was cool. I thought it was over. Stop. I thought it was overrated. But the ride is technologically
The most
Yeah.
amazing.
unparalleled.
amazing.
It's really.
Amazing.
I mean,
And
the,
Nicole clapped the banshee.
But wait, Brooke, you like
pure unadulterated
you
joy.
like
You're
it
just
more
like,
than
like it's really it's an
I bet.
experience. It's really.
I've
like
amazing
it.
heard good things
ride,
about it.
but it's not my favorite.
you like it more
Yeah.
than what's it called? The
I love
Everest.
Dinosaur.
Yeti? Yeah. Because the Yeti, I get
Is that the one
scared.
where it goes
called
backwards?
Everest.
Mount Everest,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I like
I get
Everest.
scared to do Mount Everest. Like
Mount
I have
I've
to
never
be
done
pushed.
it.
Really?
I have to be pushed
I get
by someone to
anxiety.
do it.
I will do it with Keith the next time we go.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna be
Boom.
ready.
When's that
Yeah.
gonna
There it is.
December.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh.
We'll go. We'll go.
Oh, this is awkward.
We'll go.
December we're going to Disneyland in California, and then Aulani, which is the Hawaiian resort.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Last park.
Okay.
The Magic Kingdom. What's your favorite ride there?
For me, it's tough though, because I immediately want to say the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because I'm a huge Snow White fan.
Mike, you have
1.5
anything to say about
for
that?
her.
1.5.
You like Snow White?
Hi ho.
There you go. That's
Hi ho.
it's actually my favorite part of the ride.
Hi ho. We're off to work we go.
Hi ho.
Hi ho. Hi ho. Hi ho. Hi ho.
That was a little surprising.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It didn't click at first. I'm like, wait.
Giddy. I'm
Like
giddy.
Mike
I
have
love it.
anything to say about Snow White?
I'm like,
He's like,
do
No, I love it.
oh yeah, okay.
I do. I get super emotional on the ride.
I didn't know how to like get him
Even
to
the
get
one
to
time
that.
You almost got everyone from
Yeah.
there fired.
It was really,
that
it
was
was,
times.
it was really tough to find a way into that. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I got it. All right, Mike, just
It
work
actually
with.
You're lucky
Perfect.
that I
That's
said it
perfect.
because
I know you
was gonna
would.
say the Haunted Mansion.
But I knew that you would have said that, and then I would have been like, oh, what would have been the other one? And then you would have said Snow White. I would have got it out of you. What about you, B? It doesn't really matter. The thing was more for Nicole. I'm just kidding.
Got him.
The whole entire park is my favorite.
There you go.
I
Ride?
can't pick one ride.
She can. I've been there with her several times. No, I'm
Space.
saying like.
Oh, my favorite ride there is the People Mover.
Oh,
we love the People Mover.
People mover.
You know what the People Mover is?
Yes.
The little
slow
thing,
one.
and it just
Yeah.
goes-
It's a little nap.
So last
it's a
time
nice
I was on
relaxing-
it, last time I was
Very,
on it,
very relaxing.
they were during the Happily Ever After or Wishes Ever After, whatever it's called
Happily
now.
ever after.
Happily ever after.
They
Thank
were
you.
they were watching it, and I didn't feel like watching the show, so I wanted to ride one of the rides. So I go to the People Mover,
Feel it, joy.
and it literally
in.
broke down inside of Space
I
Mountain.
taste the Red Bull.
It literally broke down inside of.
They
Fuck
should. They
the
should. They
tree.
go by Space Mountain, and you can kind of
broke
see
down
Yeah,
it.
that's
inside of
so the
Space
people,
Mountain.
did it?
people Mover actually does that.
And it broke down
it's
inside the
tours
building
a
of
couple
Space
rides.
Mountain.
That's right. It takes you in there. That's
Yeah,
right. It does.
you literally are right. Like if you move your arm, like you think
could
you're
touch
touching it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll never forget the first roller coaster I ever rode was in Magic Kingdom,
Thunder Mountain.
Space Thunder.
Thunder Mountain.
Thunder Mountain,
It's
that's
my
in my
all-time
top three for
favorite.
sure.
Ride in the
It's
wilderness.
my all-time favorite.
And
'cause
have you ever done it
Wait,
at night?
what'd you say,
It's
Brooke?
the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Have you ever done it at
That's
night?
what they say when you're about to take
I think I have
off.
once.
It's so cool
Yeah,
at night.
it's
It's
nice.
Well,
really scary.
the first time we
yeah.
ever did it was at night. You were 16.
Yeah.
I was 12, and we were going.
I wasn't allowed on.
Oh, actually, you were 15. I was 12. It was
Yeah, it
before
was
your.
January. Yeah, it was
Actually,
16.
And we went on, and Nicole had this back in the day with the. I don't
Like
know
a
if you
light
remember
up
that.
Nextel,
Remember the
like
Nextels, the
I-95,
I-90s or whatever.
yeah.
Kinda,
So she
yeah.
had the light up keyboard, the battery,
And
the
the
antenna.
antenna, yeah.
And when you're on the phone, it just
like
lights
the,
up.
the obnoxious
And it's
kid I
pitch
was.
black. It's pitch black. We're from New York. We have not lived in Florida yet. Like we're New Yorkers. And somebody's like, "Excuse me, can you get rid of the lights?" Like
They're
what?
what?
Are you fucking kidding
And I'm
me?
like, peasant?
You're
Like, no.
suck a dick.
But it wasn't like now, like where you're just like, oh, sorry, I'll just put my phone on silent. Like it was installed inside the battery. Like I had to go somewhere to have it installed. Like it
She had to
wasn't-
like get off the phone or like take the battery
yeah,
out.
I think I
that
had
was
to like
the only way to know.
install it, and or the keyboard was the
The keyboard was the one that they had to install. The battery was just a battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget because when I
Nothing.
rode Thunder Mountain for the first time, like my mom always told me, like I remember I had to stand on my tippy toes kind of to make
to
that
get on,
to get
yeah.
on, and like my mom always told me like, when she saw my face, like I was just so happy to get on there. I was like so happy in the
Yeah.
line.
You still have to do the tippy toes together.
Yeah,
right?
kinda. Yeah.
I can relate. That's fine.
You have something to say? Say it out loud. Come on.
Yeah, my grandma doesn't like rides, and she loves that. So
It's good. It's a cool ride.
Well, we're talking. We love that
a
ride.
bunch of bitches.
What?
No, we-
My
Thunder,
grandma rides it.
Thunder Mountain?
Is she a Tyson?
It always
No.
goes back to your grandma.
I like.
Yeah,
It always
everything goes
does.
back
With
to
him, it
Karen.
always does.
Grandma
Oh
Karen.
yeah, I have one more thing to say.
Oh wait,
I
guys,
can
this is
go to
Kyle, by the
Universal-
way. Kyle, say hi.
Universal Studios.
Yeah, get
Here's
outta
the
here.
thing.
Uh-oh.
I like
Leave
Universal.
your house.
I
was
worked.
I was just gonna walk in front and grab a microphone and just start going in about like the.
It would have been
Black
funnier.
ride.
But you
It's-
can leave Mike's
Are you a
house.
Galaxy
You'd be
Defender?
very mad.
Because I am.
It would have been funny.
Are you a Galaxy Defender?
Oh,
I'm.
top-notch.
That's a Galaxy
But
Defender.
you can leave Mike's house for saying that.
No, I love Universal. I do. I go once a year, compared to my 6 to 8 times to Disney. But I love Universal.
I mean, they removed King Kong. They removed
No, they have a new
Earthquake.
Kong now. There's a new Kong. Earthquake is now Disaster.
Twister. That was
Twister.
Never really,
I love Twister.
Twister was a
I
great
Jaws.
ride, dude.
Jaws. Bruce was the name of the
I was upset they got rid of
the
that.
shark.
I love Jaws.
Jaws was one of my favorite rides of all time. That was really hard for me to lose.
I
But
think-
you know what we gained in return? It's all the Harry Potter stuff. So, and I'm a
Oh,
huge
that's
Harry
where
Potter
Jaws
fan.
was?
Is the Mummy
Yeah.
still there?
Mummy
Spider-Man?
Mummy
is
is a
still
dope
there.
ride. Mummy's a dope
Spider-Man's
ride.
Spider-Man's
still
probably the best ride.
Spider-Man-
Ooh, but no, I'm a fan of the Dueling Dragons. And,
Dueling Dragons is now called Dragon Challenge. It's
oh,
part
that's
of-
at.
it's in the Wizarding
But that's at
World.
Islands now. That's
It's in
not
the
at
Wizarding
Universal, right? That's at Islands.
Universal could Islands
It all
could be
you could, 'cause
encompassed
you
by
could go in,
Universal.
because can't you take the Rip It Rollin' Rock and Roller Coaster ride to get from one to the other?
No.
No, you are
I
thinking
thought it
of
starts
the,
at one
the
and ends at
King's
the other.
Crossing.
No, it goes through.
Yeah.
Ah, I thought it
The
started at
Rip It
one end
Rocket.
and then.
Rip Ride Rocket.
Rip and Rocket.
I've been on it.
Nicole watched dummies fall off of it.
Yeah, so I used to work at the Hard Rock in Orlando, and it was on City Walk. So when they were building Rip Ride Rocket, the room where we used to have like our pre-shift meetings every day, you could see the construction. It was really cool. Like I used to love roller coasters, so we were like watching it get made, couldn't wait to do it. And then suddenly they start doing like tests with dummies, and I thought that was so cool. So that each car would be full. There's like 6 dummies in the car, and all of a sudden one day we're sitting in pre-shift, and someone goes, and everybody looks up, and well, 2 of the dummies are falling down to earth. So I will never get on that ride. Watching the dummies fall out of the car. I mean, from what I know, no one's ever died.
Yo,
on
Disney's
it,
about to
but-
shut us down. They ain't gonna let this thing air.
Huh?
Universal, yeah.
That Universal.
Fuck 'em.
They're gonna shut us down.
Actually, was one of my initial thoughts that I'm talking about too many branded
But
products.
now, we were talking about this yesterday in a car. I'm pretty sure about the whole Hulk thing and how now
Yeah, Green
Disney
Monster.
Okay,
owns.
so-
Wait, hold on. So
I
we
will.
were talking about that Disney has now bought Marvel and Disney owns everything Marvel, but Universal still has the rights.
So they
in
maintained rights to the
perpetuity, right?
You're thinking of the pituitary gland.
In
Perpetuity.
perpetuity.
Perpetuity, yeah. So they have maintained the rights to use the characters for the parks for as long as they want. So the day that they decide to not use them, they kind of lose that. But Disney can still. Is that a cat?
That was Kyle laughing.
I got excited.
It's Kyle's face. Voldemort?
It's not like a cat in the mic.
Voldemort? Is Voldemort here?
Oh, stop! I miss Voldemort.
Very quiet, but Bobby grabbing Fick's hand and being like,
That was funny. That was really
It was a
funny.
beautiful moment. I'm not gonna
It was
lie.
touching.
It was touching.
So back to what you were saying.
So Marvel Superhero Island. Yeah. So Disney can introduce the characters, but they haven't in New York or in Florida yet. They do in some of the California parks, but I haven't seen any meet and greets with the same characters that Universal has. But
Well, speaking of characters, I'm going to throw a major spoiler alert out
Oh,
here.
God.
So huge spoiler alert.
so that means
In regards to what?
No, to
People
Disney
know.
park characters. Nothing to do with movies or anything. Like, I'm not going to blow the ending
Snow
of
White.
Infinity
You can meet
Wars
her
or
in
anything.
Germany. Is that it?
And sometimes in the front of Magic Kingdom.
Brad Pitt is actually Ed Norton in Fight Club. No, I'm not saying that. I hope Mike. I know you saw it. Shut up. I hope Mike saw Fight Club. It's like you love that movie, dickhead. Shout out Chuck Palahniuk. Anyways,
I read it.
you told me, according to you two, and this is where I get most of my Disney knowledge from. A lot of it wrong.
I wonder where you get the rest of it.
A lot wrong than right.
That's not true. Go on.
Continue.
According to you, you won't see Snow White
No.
in.
So-
Let me get my.
I already know.
I already know it.
I'm gonna let the
I don't
fucking
know. I
people
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know.
Mike doesn't know.
let the people know.
Yeah.
So, according to you guys, Nicole and Brooke and Nicole, you cannot see
It's not true.
Snow White. You're a dick. You can't see Snow
He's
White,
wrong.
let's say, at, the Magic Kingdom the same time you'll see her at Hollywood Studios.
No.
So that used to be the case. First of all, you will never see her at Hollywood Studios. But
She be in 2 places at once.
well, that's
Well,
but
that's
that's
why-
the whole
that's what I'm
thing.
saying.
Boom.
So
Well, no,
years
that's-
ago,
I know the
Disney used to
answer.
maintain the character and magic
already knew
integrity
this.
by
They
those
explained
kind of
this to me earlier
theories.
in time.
So the thing was, you and your cousin would go back to the room later, and you would go, "Oh, I met Mickey," and he's like, "I met Mickey too. How can Mickey be in both places?" But now, I think because the desire for the characters has become so great that they've had to get rid of that. Because each character
You can meet Snow White in 2 different places in Epcot.
in Epcot, yeah, there's in one restaurant,
What?
and then but she is a quick walker.
From
She
Germany
has to
to
be
Norway.
in order to be able to get to those places.
Well, how to get from Germany to Norway, Mike the camera?
They probably got like a underground passageway, you know?
Oh, in between Germany and Norway.
They do actually. Funny enough. Yeah.
Do you think Tubman runs it?
Keith. That's
We'll be
Ms. Tubman,
possibly
dude.
finding out more about their passageway
Yeah.
in
Did you
3
hear-
4 short weeks.
About the Hyperloop.
Oh,
It's
I wanted to
relevant.
talk about that. Yeah, that's a good thing.
What's the hyperloop?
You want me to tell him? You want to tell him?
Is this the thing from Florida, from here
Yeah,
to
Orlando,
I have
26
heard about
minutes.
it.
Miami? to
What?
Orlando?
Miami
it's
to
like this-
Orlando,
it's this
26
crazy
minutes.
train.
But
They're
it's
saying
40
by
minutes
How
to
much?
Miami.
they're
Right.
saying it's a 20 in about 2023 they'll be able to.
How
Okay,
much?
so it's 40 minutes to Miami, so now it's an hour and 3 minutes to get to Orlando, opposed to 3.5.
I understand what she's saying. And at that point, you see, now you're driving there, leaving your car there, something like that.
700 miles per hour.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I'd heard about it a few years ago. Do they have like prices or anything like that?
I'm out.
2023 is what they say that
Too fast for
it
you?
might be
Yeah.
operational.
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
but I'm out.
No, Michael.
What if it fucking, I don't know,
It's gonna be a
crashes into
But that's a way
another
you could have like a
fucking-
long distance relationship with somebody who lives in Orlando, let's say, or like Brooke wants to go visit her friends who are up in
Right.
school, and
in
you.
2023.
Do you guys watch
but they
Seinfeld?
won't be
But you
there.
know what I mean.
They won't
Seinfeld?
be there in
I've seen it.
2023.
Seinfeld?
Shut up, Brooke. I do.
Seinfeld?
Yes.
You know the
No.
episode where Kramer meets a girl and she lives like in Union Square and he lives like in the Upper East Side and it's a long distance relationship and he like can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally, you're talking about 45 blocks. It's like less than 2 miles, but in New York it's like a big deal. Just reminded me of that.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
So
That was fun.
we're gonna take a quick break.
No, there's no breaks.
No,
here.
we're not gonna take a break.
You know who's probably a
Intermission.
really big fan of Disneyland?
Who?
Take a guess, Mike. Where's Disneyland at? Where's it located?
Me,
Del Funky Homo
it-
sapien.
It's in California.
me in
Uh-huh.
December.
Who plays football in California right now? Who I'm probably gonna bring up and talk about.
Most people, I mean, that live in California probably.
I'm not even gonna say his name because I know where we're going with this.
Pretty sure Jimmy Garoppolo really likes.
Who?
He's probably a big Disneyland fan.
That's not.
Are we done with him now?
No, dude.
I'm gonna look this up. Jimmy blah blah blue.
Look,
Garoppolo.
She doesn't even know who that is.
He went to the same school as Tony Romo in college.
Oh,
and broke
like the rib
all
place?
and broke all
Isn't
of
that
Tony
Tony Romo's?
Romo's
Yes.
Is that right?
and broke all of Tony Romo's college
Jimmy.
records. He threw 53 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure his senior season. How many touchdowns did you throw your senior season in college, Mike?
I got it.
0.
Exactly.
He's on a football.
I didn't play.
No picks either, though.
Exactly. See?
Okay.
That was a real one.
Yeah, but you're still ass.
Okay,
Better
I
than
will
you.
give Keith this. Him and his girlfriend were in Disneyland on March 23rd and then again on March 25th.
It
But
says when they were there.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, Nicole, you're
But
looking at him. This is
he-
probably the first
but
time you ever.
in May, he was spotted with a new lady friend outside of a San Jose
Look at
bar.
that. Would you look at that?
Okay,
Yeah.
that doesn't matter. He still likes Disneyland. Nicole, but you're looking at him now for the first time. Is he not a looker?
I mean, he's not my type. He's your type?
Oh, I think he's a looker. Brooke, take a look at him. You think he's a looker?
I don't know what that means.
It means they're good looking.
Does he look good?
I don't know. I can't see him. Nicole's hiding.
Yeah, I'm hiding him all to myself. He's a big
Can't
man.
really see.
Not my type. His girlfriend's not wearing ears. So I
Is
don't
he
respect
cuter
her very
than
much.
Charlie Hunnam?
Who?
No.
He's right
The
there on
thing
the
is,
cover.
I was
Nicole.
never
Did you
attracted
know
to
that?
Charlie Hunnam. I did, but something
Kyle
about
is.
the character.
Excuse me?
Sorry, him by himself does nothing for me. But as Jax, it's another story. But also,
Character.
unpopular opinion, I was way more into Juice.
Ooh.
I will say, when
don't
Marilyn
know.
Manson raped Juice, that scene really did it for me.
Oh, like the Tupac movie, Juice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait, that did do something for you.
So I found out this. So
No eyebrows. You're into no eyebrows.
I like
I'm watching.
Speaking of no eyebrows.
I started watching
Yeah, you're the blonde
Marvel's. Why'd you look at Kyle? Does he have Charlie Villanueva's disease? Alopecia?
I was watching.
Keisha, what do you?
Tell me.
No, he said you miss
I was,
Keisha.
I was watching that Evil Genius.
Yeah,
show.
where's Keisha?
Oh wow! Talk about Evil Genius.
What? I didn't watch it. I want.
Kyle just lit up like I've never seen before.
Why'd
by
you
the
say it
way.
was a comedy movie?
What 30 minutes? It's 30 minutes or less is based on that.
Oh, I didn't know
story.
that.
That
The
movie is
movie?
a comedy.
I didn't know that
yeah.
that was a movie.
Interesting.
I'm gonna watch. But
Now I
wait,
kind of want to see that movie.
speaking of
again.
Netflix,
What's the movie called?
30 minutes or less.
It's really
No, oh, that movie. No, what was the other one?
Evil
It's a
Genius.
show.
It's on
called Evil
Netflix.
Genius.
I've never heard of it.
So it's like they got really big with the
okay.
murder
Thanks,
guy
Alex.
in Wisconsin or whatever. How to get
guy.
away with murder. How to make a making of a murderer.
Which one?
What's the name of that
talking
show?
about-
The 10-part thing.
Shonda Rhimes?
making a murderer.
Nicole, look.
Stop. What's the name of the thing?
My beloved Stephen Avery.
Yes. What show is that?
Making a Murderer.
Okay, so based off of the hype on that and some other shows recently like that, they're doing a true crime thing. Netflix. So their first one's about.
I actually have seen all of those.
So their first one's about this
10-part
robbery in
documentary
2003 where this lady kidnaps a pizza guy, puts a bomb strap to his neck, and makes him
Spoiler
rob
alert.
a bank.
Wow.
How's that? It's just a plot
He
fucking
did. He
line.
did say he didn't see it. He did say
How
that.
the fuck does he know?
Because that's what the fucking thing on Netflix says.
But then, yeah, when it says below spoilers.
Women takes pizza guy, puts bomb to his neck, robs bank.
What is the
a
true
twisted
crime
love
series?
triangle.
That's
Like,
Evil Genius. That's what the true crime series is called?
No, yes, I think that's.
I think that's just that season.
Or was that what that was referring to?
I don't know.
I think it's Evil Genius, and then I think.
So are the 4 episodes devoted to the one story, or
It's
is that
that
like
one
individual?
story.
Is it like it's anthological? It's not. So each season will be.
different aspects of the case. They'll give you 4.
No, I love that kind of stuff. Like I watched all 10 hours of Making a Murderer. The Keepers was, you guys know that
Keepers?
one? That one was
Keepers, yeah.
fantastic. The Keepers? Making a Murderer, yeah, I watched it. Brooke would come in and I'd be like, you got to see this. And she'd be like, nope. So The Keepers is actually the best one. It took place in Boston in the 1960s. Like a 29-year-old nun goes missing and she's never been found. And no spoilers, but it basically uncovers plots that go on within the Catholic Church to this day.
Spoiler alert, it was Jack the Ripper.
It was not taking place in Whitechapel, no. But it's actually one of the most fantastic documentary series I've ever watched. And I've seen like all of them from Paradise Lost, which was about the West Memphis 3. Do you guys know that one?
No.
It was this is one that's near and dear to my heart. So it was a little boy, like an 8-year-old boy is like raped and brutally murdered and tortured in West Memphis, Arkansas, in like the early 90s, and the town blamed it on these like 3 like kind of like weirdo, like possibly on the spectrum goth kids, and they claim that they did it for like satanic purposes to like kind of sacrifice them.
That's why it's your favorite.
Yeah, no, it's a really sad story. It's like these kids were like misunderstood, like weirdos, like a little bit different than the rest of the town, and they spent 20 something years in jail.
For no
because of
reason.
it. Yeah,
So
there
they
was
get reparations.
absolutely no evidence. It's a long story, but there's like about a 10-hour documentary series that HBO had done over the course of like 20 years.
speaking of-
on. Yeah, there was absolutely no evidence, and then later, can I tell you what happened?
I'm not sure.
So it was actually
It's a
one
true
of the
story.
boys.
It already happened.
So it was 3 little boys they found. It was one of them. It was his stepfather. Was found to be tied to, like, his knife was found at the scene. There was hair and like all this stuff, and it was like really some crazy stuff.
But speaking of 10-hour documentaries,
Sure, I've seen them all.
this is not about like cops or murders or mysteries like
Then
that
I'm
or
not
anything.
interested,
But so there's been a talk lately about this whole LeBron James Michael Jordan debate, how LeBron and Michael, and
You're talking about Michael B. Jordan, the actor?
No,
Who's
no.
been in that? He was in that Zac Efron movie.
he was also in
It's a good movie.
he was also in The Wire. He played Wallace.
He rest. I didn't watch that one.
So there's a debate between who's better, LeBron James or Jordan. And recently everybody's been saying, oh, LeBron. So there was a meme where it was like Jordan got fed up with hearing all this talk about LeBron and just literally said, release the tapes. Because it's 10 hours of unseen aired footage of Michael Jordan. And that's probably going to be really interesting.
Oh, fun fact too.
I'm not saying that he's better or not. I'm just saying, but it's going to be an interesting documentary to watch.
That's all right.
Will you watch it?
LeBron was the reason why
LeBron is 12.
Kendrick released what's the album? Untitled.
Yeah, because LeBron wanted more
The
songs.
only reason why.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Michael Jordan never did that.
Michael Jordan,
Can we not get into debate with this?
but if Michael Jordan would have
Let's,
asked somebody to release music, they probably would have.
All right.
But how many times do people say the LeBron James of rap? I'm usually hear people say the Michael Jordan of rap.
No one says that.
LeBron James.
Who? Mike Jones.
And if it comes down to this, okay, Lil Wayne says, and I quote, "If it comes down to this recording,
Mike Jones.
I must be LeBron James if he's Jordan. Nah, I want rings for my performance. I'm more like Kobe Bryant up in all this. Just saying."
Fair enough.
Yeah, and Michael Jackson once said, "This is Thriller."
Do the dance.
Dun, dun.
So tell them that you know the whole dance by heart.
I do.
Donald and Goofy.
Yeah, Donald and Goofy.
Tell them
did it
why
to
you know
do
the whole
that.
dance by
Why?
heart.
So when I used to work at Hard Rock in Orlando, like 8 or 9 years ago, one of my coworkers, we couldn't stand this guy. He was like the janitor, and he needed his like 15 seconds of fame. You don't know. And so he used to do Thriller. So as like kind of a joke, a bunch of us like mean girls and boys got together and learned the dance. Yeah, and a bunch of our friends. So we got together and we learned the Thriller dance, and we used to do these like after hours parties. Like, it was actually a really cool concept. It was like the one of my buddies, his house, and we would just play the tape on repeat for hours, and we'd have like everyone would bring over like beer and like drinks, and we would just dance for hours, and it was really cool. It was, we would just keep playing it over and over, and eventually we started performing it. We would like basically flash mob it, because you work at the Hard Rock, like music comes on, and when Thriller would come on, people wouldn't expect that 20 of us would just break out into the dance.
Yeah.
It was really cool, and we did it for years. I still know the dance, but yeah. Dun, dun,
Rest in peace to Michael.
Michael.
Jordan
I thought he was still alive.
Dude, Jackson.
Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Sorry.
I think that'd be a cool one. Dun, dun. Like if you did that when it got, just those first 2 beats.
because
So
you
that's not
can't.
copyrighted.
No, you're right.
Do it in a different octave or something. Or like on a piano.
Or like what Vanilla Ice did.
So he was like do new new no 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 no, and I was like do new new no 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 no.
You heard the extra in there?
Yeah,
It's completely different. Look at Vanilla Ice. But then in that song, it's his first song. He says, "Stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back." But like, it's your first song. What are
Yeah.
you back with?
Well, how do you? But maybe as a kid, or maybe like the town he lived in, it was like warm water was more of a trend.
Now he has a show on like HGTV where he puts together houses. And
Are you
stuff.
serious?
Speaking of that, he actually bought a house right across the street from my dad's and built
Really?
that one
Around
Yeah.
here?
and sent it.
So
in
I
West
know,
Palm.
I know that because
Ah.
the lady I used to work with at Landlubbers, her boyfriend is actually like works on the show and is close friends. Where he doesn't like to be called Vanilla Ice anymore. Rob Van Winkle.
Well, he was on some of those like MTV like celebrity like weirdo
the
shows.
reality. I mean,
Yeah.
the VH1.
Celebriality.
E
That's
True
what they used to call that.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, everyone's on E True Hollywood Story. But yeah.
So I'll tell you a funny story about Michael Jackson. So one day,
Now'd actually be a great time to take a break.
I don't know what the name of the Rihanna song is, but it's the one where
Sing
she
it.
goes, "Mama say, Mama say, Mama kusa."
That's not
Mama say."
Rihanna. That's Michael
Right,
Jackson.
correct.
No, that's Rihanna.
But Rihanna has it in a song. So one
That's
day,
the generational difference.
correct.
Please don't stop the music.
Okay, so I'm playing.
Apples to apples.
No,
Monopoly.
Want to be starting
Game of
something.
life. Okay.
I'm playing You Want to Be Starting
Got it.
Something with Brooke in the car 10,
Okay.
12 years ago. And Michael comes on singing, Mama say, Mama say,
9-year-old
Mama
Brooke,
kusa."
go on.
Mama say, Mama say. Brooke
Wait,
goes,
10 years ago I was how old?
Said 10 or 12. You were 9 years.
okay, who cares how
age.
fucking old she was?
I
Whoa.
Whoa.
Anyway,
Looks like somebody
shut
needs
up.
to smoke a clove. Was that? All right.
Annoying. Anyway, so try to get to a fucking point. You're like Kyle, but worse.
Did Michael do it?
Yes, while you were gone, it was classic. They fucking loved it. The hit of the night. And he didn't even understand his cue. I got Nicole, and she was like, "I would have to say it's the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train." And I say, "Mike, you got anything to say about that?" And he just sits there.
He did set it up perfectly, and I
just like this, he
I
goes,
kind of dropped the
Honestly,
ball.
and I was
So
like,
Nicole
oh,
starts-
like Snow White or
Nicole
something? Like, I
starts
didn't know where
talking
it was
again,
going.
and I'm
I
like,
was referring to Michael Jackson.
But anyway, so the Rihanna song.
Oh, it's still going.
So the Michael Jackson thing comes on. Mama say, Mama say. And Brooke goes, "Wow, somebody already bit Rihanna? Like, how could they do that to her?" And I was like,
Yeah, that was
Brooke,
Chris
this song
Brown.
came out in like
Thank you.
I got
I'll
that.
be
I
here
got
another
that.
10 minutes or so.
And I was like, Brooke, that song came out in like 1979. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? She goes, "Nuh-uh. Who was that?" I was like, "Michael Jackson." She's like, "I've heard of him." Well, again, she was like 6.
Okay, it was like
Yeah.
9.
And she
12,
coincidentally also had
6.
Sean Connery's voice at age 6.
Yes.
Hey, so, okay, this is like a question I love to ask people. Favorite Queen song?
Come here. Answer the question.
Favorite Queen
Gina.
song,
Just answer
everyone.
from a distance.
From a Distance. That's actually a Bette Midler song, Keith.
My
Favorite
favorite
Queen
Queen
song?
song is probably,
I
it's a
have two.
toss-up between 2.
What are your 2?
Bicycle
Oh, sorry.
and Don't Stop Me
do
Now.
love- Don't Stop Me Now is one of my favorites. Definitely
That's
one
a
of my
classic.
favorites. That's a good one.
Somebody to love.
My other favorite one is Radio Gaga. I love that song.
I'm not familiar.
Radio Gaga. Now you would play it
I
in the
know that
background.
song.
Yeah, you probably know it. All we need. It's a good one. You would like it, Keith. Radio Gaga. Probably where
But-
Lady Gaga got her name
I
from.
like Bohemian Rhapsody a lot.
That's a good one.
I probably know every
Overplayed,
word to
though?
it, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those songs
Yeah.
where it's like,
They played it
One of the most epic songs.
yeah,
It is,
That's
and it
my
absolutely
favorite.
But it's
is.
like
Not be your favorite.
because it's one of those songs where it's like
Because
they-
I tend to like a little more
you
obscure.
hear it so many
You
times.
hear it every day at
I know
work.
every word to it. It's the only song to be a number 1 hit,
Tonight,
and then 20 years
myself.
later become a number 1 hit again.
I love it. That's
a
Don't Stop Me
good
Now.
time.
You hear it every day.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
It is
and
the
the
best. It's
world.
the best way to end a wedding.
What, Queen?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
No.
I don't know. I think that gets people too hype.
Is that what you did?
No, it's I've been to
No.
3 weddings.
Yeah.
You didn't
And
end your
yeah, that
wedding with
is
it?
how I ended my wedding.
I mean, I was fucked up, bro.
Oh.
Mike doesn't remember, neither does Kyle.
Yeah, I remember. I saw you
I
after
was probably
you
still
died
doing
at
the
a
worm.
table.
I was literally.
That was before the wedding.
End of Bobby's wedding.
You weren't home. Yeah,
This is awkward.
neither of you were
Oh,
there.
that was a
How
different time you
outside getting
died.
people ready to fuck to walk.
No, it was right before.
Everybody, you'll never see people come
probably
together
still doing the work.
more than when
Yes.
you play
That's
that
true.
song.
Yes,
It's
I
one
got
of those
one.
songs.
I got
it
a better
just,
one.
It gets you.
New York, New York by Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, that's more of a
Everybody
New York
gets
thing.
in the group, start spreading the news.
Right, but I'd rather hear
Do, do,
Bohemian Rhapsody.
do. Bum, bum.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a
no,
good one.
that's only white
Dun,
people.
dun, dun.
That's only a group of white people.
All these are only
That
for-
Journey, you know, like what are the white
Sweet.
people anthems?
I have never been to a bar mitzvah, wedding, anything where they play Sweet Caroline and everybody doesn't sing along.
That was
Yeah,
my
it's
favorite.
But everybody does the bump, bump,
best.
bump, sweet Caroline.
That stupid fucking commercial ruined that song.
I don't know what commercial.
Wow, the reason why I like
Like a
that.
Hulu commercial or some shit.
I don't
Red
know.
Sox, the Red Sox ruined that song
You used to.
I used
years
to.
ago.
Do you remember?
Yeah, now
You remember the movie
Commercials.
Saving Silverman?
Yeah.
So they
Oh,
were
yeah.
in the. They were in. You ever seen the movie Saving Silverman, Kyle?
Yes.
So they're in a cover band. They're called the Neil Diamonders.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's like the song that they sing.
It's like Jack Black and that other
Jason
guy.
Biggs.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember the other guy.
No.
The guy, she's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
fucking
I
Kyle.
don't know what else that guy's from.
The other guy, he's in like other movies. He was in Riding a Car with Boys. That was like the Drew Barrymore, Brittany Murphy, May She Rest.
Oh, he's also in the movie with Martin Lawrence where they're cops.
Blue Streak.
Bad Boys?
No. He actually
Bad
beats
Boys
up
2?
Martin Lawrence
Oh,
on
it's
Partners.
it's
Bad Boys.
fuck.
Isn't that
Blue
Blue
Streak?
No, I
The
got
blue-
You, I got you.
What's the
The
worst that could
Diamond, the one where they're
happen?
the Diamond Thieves?
No, that's Blue Streak. Him and
National
Oh, that's
Security.
Blue Streak.
Bam.
National Security is
Oh, with him
Steve
and
Zahn.
Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn, that's his name. Yeah, that's
See,
it.
that's how
it,
Bobby
yeah.
got to it.
Yeah, so but Queen to me, that's like it's like a universal group. I mean, even I don't know anyone who can't like love who doesn't like fangirl over Freddie Mercury. at
So
some
check
point.
this out.
Really?
Yes, I saw
Who's
that.
playing Freddie Mercury?
it's an-
No, wait, I do know
It's
this.
an
Hold on.
Iranian guy or like an Arabic guy. It's not
No, I
somebody
remember
white.
hearing it.
It was
Should've had- what's his name? The guy
Sacha
from,
Baron Cohen wanted
Gangs
to
in
do
New
it.
York. You guys love
Leo?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel
Yeah.
Day-Lewis is
If he-
No,
in
he's
his
too
prime, in
old.
his
Yeah,
prime,
yeah.
They
Freddie
Sacha
Mercury.
Baron
He
Cohen.
could still be he could
He's
be
in
a
it?
fucking
He was
inmate if he wanted
Sacha
to.
Baron Cohen originally signed on to play Freddie Mercury, and he had an idea of a script
That
and he
actually
gave
kinda
it to the
sounds
band,
right.
and the band was like, "Well, no, you got to tell more about the story of like after Freddie died." And he was like, "No offense, nobody cares what happened to you guys after Freddie died."
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Like once Freddie died,
see,
like
the
that was
Queen
it. Nobody cared
movie.
about Queen anymore. So the movie was supposed to end with his death, and then do one of those like black.
It's gonna be
credit
called
title
Bohemian
screens. 10
Rhapsody.
years later.
Just released a trailer as of like yesterday.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
gonna say I probably saw it
Nice
yesterday on
job.
IMDb.
Mr. Robot Star. I don't watch that show, but I heard it's good.
Kyle, you ever see the movie Gridlocked?
Mike Myers is gonna be on the
The
movie.
Tupac joint
What?
with Tim Roth.
Gridlock. Yes, where he's an addict.
So you know who wrote that and directed that movie? I just found out because I was researching.
Louis C.K.
No, you know Uric, the black reporter from season 1 of Daredevil.
It's just a reporter.
No,
Well, he
I
did
need
it.
a refresher.
Well, it was him. All right, so I wore my Prince shirt today because my sister for 3 weeks now told me that we're gonna match. We're gonna wear our Prince shirts.
I had a Prince
Print
shirt.
Print shirt.
and
I was
it's
even gonna make
the
this
album cover on the back.
my
Yeah.
Carmella Moonwalking Trash Talking shirt. I was gonna make that my outlandish Prince shirt. I was actually gonna put that one up there or wear that one, and we were gonna Prince it. Fun fact about Prince: does
Brooke,
anybody?
were you gonna Prince? Were you gonna Prince it too?
No, she doesn't have.
But she could have worn my other Prince shirt, like I would have let her wear this one if I wanted.
But funny about that is, I got dressed today thinking I was gonna have time to go home and change, and someone
That's what I'm. That's
Come
what
on,
I'm.
unzip it. Show the camera. Show the
That's
camera.
what I'm trying to figure out here.
put on the exact same outfit that I'm wearing.
They're literally matching, Kyle. Look.
Coincidence.
On purpose.
Pure coincidence. Same pants, same
So
shirt.
she not only does not put a Prince shirt on, but
Yeah,
genuinely matching
she
her.
put in
Brooke-
cohorts with Brooke, like, yo, match. All right, so speaking of Prince, because you
Prince
asked
Ali
Queen,
Ababwa?
I want to know what your favorite Prince song is. However,
You know what it
besides that Purple Rain.
Beautiful ones.
However, did you know that somebody sitting at this table, not named Brooke, Nicole, Michael, or Keith, share the same birthday as Prince?
Yeah, Bobby does, I think. It's June 9th?
Ooh, really
that
close.
close?
Super close.
What is it?
7th.
Oh,
Ooh.
God's Fragrance was blessed in 91.
There's another person whose birthday's before mine.
Prince.
Jack Lemon?
Jack Lemmon.
No, that's Chase. Never
Oh,
mind.
Jack Lemmon is a grumpy old man.
Yeah, who else is on your birthday? Is there somebody else famous?
Part of the Odd
A
Couple.
lot of people. Andre. Oh,
The Giant?
On my birthday.
Andre
Yeah.
3000 or Andre the Giant?
Both.
Or Andre, my coworker
Why
who
was
threatened
obsessed
to kill
with
everyone.
Gemini bullshit?
Break
I'm a
it down.
Gemini.
He is a gem and he will ride.
You know, Chris Rock said, Gemini, you're going
I'm
to
a
die
Gemini.
twice.
No, Gemini, you're gonna
I
die.
just said that. No, Gemini's going to die
Twice. He pauses.
No, he doesn't pause.
But what is your favorite Prince song besides Purple Rain?
Maybe Raspberry Beret.
Really?
Yeah.
Gemini.
Little red Corvette. I don't know.
Mike, what's your favorite Prince song?
I don't have one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're not familiar with Prince's catalog?
I'm not really familiar with Prince, to be honest.
All the ones that play.
Didn't you once tell me it was Kiss?
Very well.
I think one time you told me that.
That a song was playing and I said, "Is Kiss?" Probably not.
No, it was a joke.
Okay.
I was trying to help you out.
When Doves Cry? That's a classic.
Yeah.
So the reason why
It's actually a really downer
so
song.
now I'm gonna get really down
Keith
even
Stern.
more. Sorry
Oh,
guys,
good.
you're gonna have to deal with it. Don't cut this out. So I remixed
Let it
that
fall
song as
asleep.
well sometimes.
Oh God. No,
So you
can
know it's
sing the
like-
other remix?
No, I can't.
Please.
So
No.
Okay.
Let him-
so it's baby you're just like my mother, and then I say, oh no, baby you're just like my father. Too bold. Maybe you're just. I sang this before Daddy passed away, so I couldn't remix
Wait,
it.
what? Daddy?
We already talked about Daddy dying earlier in the show. It's not funny. So I remixed
Ooh,
it
Kyle.
before Daddy passed away when only Mommy was dead. And it was, maybe you're just like my mother.
She's died. It's not funny. It's really not funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I am ready
Fetty Wap.
to.
Fetty Wap.
I'm like, hey, what's
on
up,
your
Wait, is it
hello?
your birthday?
Sway Lee
On your birthday?
I know Swaggerly.
Yeah,
Wait,
I don't
June
know
19th.
Swaley.
June 19th.
Vito.
and Iggy Azalea.
You have nobody. Nicole's got some
I like
good
Iggy.
people.
and Allen Iverson.
June 19th.
Allen Iverson. Keith
Michael
used to
Cera.
love those.
June 19th.
Mick Foley?
Mick Foley. Do you not know? You want to hear a great Mick Foley story? You guys like wrestling, right?
Yeah.
So you know about the whole.
That's good. We'll get
the whole
wrestling in on
Santa
this
thing,
show.
right?
SantaCon?
You know how Mick Foley like was into Santa and he dressed up as Santa. He wrote a book about it. He did like a documentary, 365 Santas. All right. So, a couple of years ago, like I said, I work at the Hard Rock Cafe. Now I'm in Times Square. So we do this thing where we do. It's called Breakfast with Santa, and a couple of kids. Like kids who, they don't have a lot of money or kids who are sick. Used to be a lot of kids with AIDS. And we would do what's called Breakfast with Santa for them. And we would come in. Brooke, I don't think it's funny. Okay, these kids are sick.
All right, Brooke's laughing at Kyle.
I know.
Kyle's holding up a sign for the camera. It says to Bobby, you look like a lit sub character
Yeah,
in the
honestly.
Ninja Turtles.
Rock steady, guys. And that is his daily motivation.
That is
Show it to the camera.
All right, as Nicole, tell your story as Kyle shows
About-
it to the camera.
About these young poor kids dying of AIDS. So they don't, a lot of them don't get presents. They don't have a Santa. They don't get a Christmas party. So Hard Rock throws this event. We do like, it's not funny, Brooke. These kids are really sick. Brooke, really. All right, anyway, so about 3 times every season we do this event. And one year, mostly it's like employees who play Santa. One year they're like, we got a surprise Santa today. It's Mick Foley. So Mick Foley, mankind himself, was Santa at the Hard Rock
he was
Christmas
there
event.
himself.
I have, if you give me a minute, I can pull up the pictures. But so he was Santa, and I, as whatever Keith likes about wrestling is what we used to do together when we were really young. We were super, super fans. I got detention one time in my life, and it was for doing like the
It was
DX
the
suck it
only time you guys
ever in
did
my
it?
life in like gym class in like the 6th grade or whatever.
Did you
So
meet Mick Foley?
yeah, so he was
pulling up
Santa.
a
I'm
picture.
pulling up the picture.
I'm saying if you actually met him.
Yeah, so he was Santa, and I was like waiting with my friends, and he pulls me over and is like, "Come here, you!" And I thought he was just gonna be like Santa, but he was Mick Foley, and he's like, "You want to be my Socko?" Because I was.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, he was but he was like being like pervy, like.
But
he
I heard he's
asked me
like
to
a
sit on his
really
hand.
cool guy.
He was awesome. I loved talking to him. I can find the picture though. And then he was like, "Tell everyone."
Shut up,
I
Michael,
I
that's
can't
my
remember what
sister.
He said. No, he said all
didn't
this
say
like
anything.
creepy, like funny stuff.
While she's looking for the picture, Nicole
Oh, man,
gets
it
like
was
a lot
so
of like
good.
crazy events happen at the Hard Rock. Like
Yeah, I've met some
one
cool
time they
people.
recorded no more signs, Kyle. We can't see what it says.
What does it say?
We'll never know. We won't know till you watch it.
Here, I think it was this
Anyways,
year.
so
Nope.
Nicole, one time they filmed
Previous
some
year.
shows over from ESPN.
Yeah, I used to be like an event
and
supervisor.
Nicole got me shirts from like First Take and Sports Nation and stuff
I've met all
like
those
that.
guys. Stephen A.
Nicole met Stephen A.
The other
Skip
guy.
Bayless.
Those
She
are
said
my-
that
Yeah,
he
Skip.
looks like a dead person.
Oh, I thought it was like
Tales
Anna
from the
Nicole
Crypt
Smith's
guy.
husband. Yeah.
What does it say, Gina?
Wait, I think it was this Christmas. Almost there.
Keeps farting.
All right, that is kind of funny.
We just left it on the camera.
Oh, here it
Well,
is.
now you just spoiled it. Good job.
Let's see. We got to show it to the camera,
Yeah.
too.
So, we'll let Kyle show it too. That's me sitting on Mick Foley Santi's lap.
Well, it was
Santi.
almost 5 years
And he
ago.
said, "You're my Sacco now." Something like that. It was something super pervy, and I was trying so hard
I'll
not
show
to
it the
laugh.
camera.
Yeah, we show it to the camera.
Wait, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it.
It's true. It's
You'll get to see it in a second.
you don't. It's not as cool to you.
But no, it was
Who he
really
is.
cool because like
Yeah.
Nicole was like,
Isn't that crazy?
That is
Yeah.
funny.
Nicole was like, hey, I mailed, or Brooke went up to New York to visit, or Brooke and my mother went to go visit New York.
Yeah,
He's a pro.
he kept saying, "You're my Sacco now." Something like that. I can't remember what the quote was.
Oh, you should block her Instagram name.
Click it.
Oh, it's not on autofocus because
Well, you could look at it.
I'll take the picture and put it on
Yeah.
top. Just stop trying. It's not on autofocus.
Honestly, make this like the picture for SoundCloud. Make that the picture.
Oh,
Nicole sitting on Mick Foley. Nicole, would you mind
No, not at all.
if that's our
It's fine.
SoundCloud
Yeah,
picture?
that
It's
was
just
great. That was,
well, you posted it on
2013.
Instagram.
That was a long
yeah,
time
December
ago.
28th.
December 14th. It was we usually did it.
Oh, you know what happened on December 14th, 2015?
We went to
I
Disney.
buried them.
I got buried my mother. Then me and Brooke went to a football game.
I went to see the New York Giants.
All right.
I'll high five myself on that one.
So
Actually, that's my favorite picture of me and Brooke. And then
You
at
post
Brooke's
it every year.
Brooke's birthday.
I posted it.
There's a
Oh, you
picture.
have that hat.
Yes, Kyle. I showed Kyle where
Guys,
to get
Keith
it.
has a hat.
Kyle liked it so much, and I
My
showed
brother
him where
had
to
it
get
first.
$3 on eBay. I don't care.
It was less than that.
A whole bunch of people in China had it.
Hold on,
before he did.
Kyle's like, yo, I'm gonna buy this hat, and he shows it to me for like $2.75, and I was like, dude, I bought it for $1.28.
Ooh.
Sent him the link, and he bought it for $1.28. Anybody have any last words to say
For you.
before we wrap it up?
Oh my
Lupe
god.
Fiasco's born on February 16th, just like my sister. Suck a dick, Kyle.
What? Suck
February
a dick,
16th?
Kyle.
You're
Why do
16th?
you know that
Yeah.
though?
19.
Yeah, it's my
Are
sister.
you? My best friend
Yeah.
who's in jail is the 19th.
JD?
JD.
It's a great birthday.
Yeah.
It's a
Hey, you
great
know
birthday.
what happened on the 20th of?
I was
February?
bat mitzvahed.
When old Bobby got married.
Oh yeah.
You were
That's our
bar
special
mitzvah
day.
on the 23rd.
I was bat mitzvahed.
on the
My
Ooh.
sweet 16 was the 23rd. My bat mitzvah was the 20th.
Ooh.
the 19th.
What? It could be the 19th.
Bitch, no.
Shout out Michael and Ryan Meyer.
Why?
He shares a birthday with me.
Oh, and Vinny Papa.
Does it? I was like Vinny Papa too.
Ryan Meyer?
Yeah. Oh,
It's your
Kyle's
birthday.
brothers got their birthday too.
How have we
Vinny
not
Papa?
celebrated together?
Is it the
Because
brother
Ryan
I like?
doesn't do anything.
Which
Ryan's
brother?
12 and sits at home and jerks off and plays World of Warcraft.
Oh.
I guarantee
Okay.
you the reason Austin isn't here is because he's with Ryan Meyer.
Probably.
Yeah, because
At
they're partying
Jake's
their
house.
ass off while we're sitting
You're
here.
playing Fortnite with fucking weasel skins and Austin's getting raped by Raven people.
They're pretty funny.
Yeah, I bet they are.
They are.
Sorry.
Kyle, can I get a something?
I couldn't reach
Is there
it.
anything in that Red Bull?
That's how we'll end it with him taking
Nope,
a shot.
you have to shoot that.
I
Go.
need the chaser.
Go. Nope.
No chaser.
No
Shoot
chaser.
it.
You guys ever do this? You be like,
Last time I
Kyle,
did this,
zoom in on Keith's face.
last time I did this,
you
what
bought an airplane bottle?
did I chase it with, Mike?
Go in the front. Look.
Mike, what did I chase it with?
Human
Yoo-hoo.
excrement.
Chase it with
Chase it
Yoo-hoo.
with Yoo-hoo.
Human. Oh.
Yoo-hoo. Human?
Actually, I think I made that joke the other night of vodka chocolate milk.
Is it focused?
Nope, but it's good enough. Where's that?
Go.
When we were in Disney, didn't I say that? Vodka chocolate milk?
Ew, yeah.
Ew, you hear that guggling? Gug, 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 gug.
I could really hear it.
Hey.
Alright, bring it back.
I'm waiting for. There it is. There it is. There it is.
I'd hold it in.
Wow, that's the first time you took a shot with no chaser.
Episode 11, guys.
Maybe we should have changed it.
Shout out to my sisters for coming. Nicole, all the way from Brooklyn. When I recorded, I think it was episode 4. When I was in New York, I was actually visiting Nicole on our old street.
How's that sound?
Brooke, special guest, didn't really talk much. Cameras off. But that's good. We'll end it there. Shout out Kyle in the kitchen. Gina's in the house. She's the girl in the kitchen who kept farting. You can follow her on Instagram if you want. You can ask Mike what it is. Shout out Nicole X Lee.
Leigh.
On Instagram,
Or-
also follow the Crack Brooklyn and
Yeah.
follow Just Mousing Around.
Yeah, if you're interested in Disney, just mousing around. It's all my Disney adventures.
Joke, I know the handle.
He doesn't know the handle. It's
The
just
handle's at
mousing
Team
around.
Stats Fat, bro. Like,
Isn't
we
it
all
there an
know that.
underscore?
How come I'm not?
Fat underscore
I knew
Team
that,
Stats.
yeah.
You could also follow Brooke on Instagram at Brooke Rabinowitz
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
or on Twitter, Brooke Witzy.
Oh.
Find me on Twitter at Fick is the
Bottoms up,
name. Follow me on
bottoms up.
Instagram.
So, yeah.
Go Fick Yourself.
The camera saw.
Shout out. Episode 11 in the books. Represent. The camera was off. That was perfect.
That was cool.